Hey, my name is Sam and I like to build stuff, and this is my latest project. But that's not where it started.
Check.
What's up guys, how's it going? In this episode we're going to throw on the hood, the fenders, the grill, and we're going to start making this look like a truck again. And where we left off last time, I was able to get all the fender aprons pulled back straight using the tram gauge and a winch in my house, and you guys saw the last video. But now we're going to start hanging the fenders and trying to get all the body lines to line up, which is going to be really tricky. It takes a lot of tweaking, but it's basically something that we can accomplish with some basic handheld tools. So the first thing we got to do is bust out the new bumper and start test fitting it. Okay, so at this point I had the hood, the plastic bumper cover, the fenders, and the grill all lightly tacked on there, just with a few bolts. The body lines were starting to get a little bit better, but things were still out of whack for sure. The bumper and the grill were sagging a lot and were definitely off center at this point. So what needed to happen next is I need to go in and adjust all the mounting points for all the things that I just put on there. They were all bent up a little bit, but still in good enough shape that I feel like I didn't have to replace them. So I tackled this using something called a porta jack or a porta power. It's basically just a little hydraulic ram that you can use with different attachments. So I busted this out and started messing around with it a little bit, and it ended up being the perfect tool for the job. Now that everything was kind of mounted on there, I was really able to use the porta jack to get things aligned just how I wanted them. So I was able to use the porta power to go in and just adjust things a little bit at a time, and it made it really easy to push on the exact point that needed to be bent. So now you can see how I use the porta jack to push everything back into alignment. So at this point, things are starting to look really good. All the body lines are starting to line up really nicely, but things are still out of alignment. And the missing link there was the headlights. The headlights actually had a couple of mounting points that I needed to be able to line everything up back perfectly. So the next move was to bust out the new headlights that I got and start test fitting them. So the headlights are definitely the missing link to the whole alignment issues that I was having. After I started messing with the new headlights, I was able to move things around a little bit more to make sure that all the mounting points were lining up just right, which took a lot of finessing. It definitely wasn't straightforward. I had to go in and mess with all of the mounting points even more. Most of those mounting points were part of the core support, so were the radiator mounts. By bending things around a little bit, I got things to look really, really good. It was super, super exciting to see the truck in a form that I just hadn't seen before. It actually looked like a real truck. It was still a little rough around the edges, but it looked fantastic. So now that the headlights were in and things were lining up just how I wanted them, it was time to start wiring up the headlights. Except the problem with this was that during the crash, the headlights got smashed out. A lot of the connectors were still stuck onto the headlights, and those got thrown away. And so I just had bare wires that were sticking out of the harness, and I didn't know which wires went where. So what I ended up doing was going on Toyota's website and was able to access some wiring diagrams. I went on forums, looked on YouTube videos, and over time I was able to piece together how it all went back together. So once I figured out all the connectors that were missing, I went and ordered those. When all the connectors showed up, I then started to work on the wiring. Alright guys, so the truck finally looks like a truck. Front end is put back together, the headlights are on, all the body lines match up, it's really starting to come together. The next thing we need to work on is some hidden damage that I noticed when I was working on the suspension, and we're also going to dive into the airbag systems and getting this thing safe again for the road. So if you haven't done it yet, subscribe to the channel, check out more of this beast behind me. There's going to be a lot more content to come, and do me a favor, go in the comment section and tell me stuff that you would like to see in the future videos so I can go ahead and make it for you. Thanks so much to everybody that subscribed to the channel. I know it just started, and I'm super stoked that people got to see the Tacoma Beast video. And if you haven't seen that video yet, there's a half-an-hour interview with me and the guys from Tacoma Beast, so I'll put that up above. Thanks again, and we'll catch you in the next one.